On the last episode of 20 Sides, after their investigations in the abandoned cabins, the adventurers traveled back to Glen, where Lucia left an illusory script at the tavern for Alden. Jace, Dale, Holden, and Lucia decided to go ahead and travel to Greenshade. Roughly 2 hours outside of Glen, they ran into Fenner Slate, the missing fisherman, and after much conversation and much confusion, they decided to turn around and head back to Glen, accompanying Fenner along the way. And now, episode 10 of The Nexus. Welcome to 20 Sides, a fast-paced, story-driven, actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. Now, Campaign 2, The Nexus. I mean, I guess you can walk with me.
Would you like someone to carry your bag?
You can tell me about Glen a little bit.
Would you like us to carry your bag?
I would love for someone to carry.
Do we know?
Are y'all going to run off with my bag?
No.
Do we know, like, the year? Is that like a common thing here? It's like, oh, it's the year 1983.
Oh.
In the world?
In the year of our Lord,
Because,
433.
We could ask him that, like, what year do you
Yeah.
think it is? Is that something that would clean your
Yeah,
inside?
can you tell me today's date?
Okay, let me think.
Because that would be more like the stars and stuff, right? Like that would be more.
I just don't know. That's something that's tracked.
Right,
like,
and like
and
normal,
like the common person, like
yes.
maybe
Like maybe,
scholars.
yeah.
True.
Like that the
That's
common
a good
person
point.
would
The common
know.
person probably
Right, doesn't
wouldn't
know
know.
the year, but they can say,
Yes.
Is there a big event that happened?
So that's what I was going to say. I would think the scholars would track it based on like huge world events.
Right.
So like honestly,
Since this happened.
I think it's 223 years after Thormir.
Right.
Would be my thinking.
Right, but no, he wouldn't necessarily know Thormir this far out.
Well,
AT, if the AT is
I mean,
how
he
they,
could.
Okay,
Because if it was just, how many ever years ago, it would still just be like.
But I mean, after like, nobody's going to know
But I don't
exactly
think he would know.
223.
Right.
But they know, oh, it's over 200 years ago.
Yeah.
Telling 25 extra years.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to think if there's anything that would, big event that happened in this part of the world that. And that's fine if there's not.
Not in his lifetime.
Sure.
Yeah. That he would be able to track from.
Right. Okay.
I say we just head back to
back.
Glen.
Okay.
And,
Y'all are going back to Glen.
Yeah.
Let's do
All
it.
right. So,
Back to Glen.
y'all walk the entire time back to Glen. The longer you hang out with Fenner, who is this guy who's claiming he is Fenner Slate, the longer you are hanging out with him, the more that Holden and Dale, like, you feel like this is like really Fenner. Like his mannerisms, the way he talks, the way he carries himself, his sense of humor, like the things he cares about are all like very Fenner from what y'all knew when y'all were, stationed in Glen, so to speak. You eventually get to kind of where you can see Glen on the horizon, and he goes, "Wow, guys, this is what I'm talking about. Look, in Greenshade, a lot of big trees. You get the light coming through the canopy of the tree, the big, huge oak trees that we have. But look at this. Out in the open, the sun is shining. Look at all these little creeks and all the cobblestone. Golly, you guys must spend a lot of time, like, taking care of this town. It is beautiful. And the wildflowers, look at that.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Y'all said you knew my brother? Got in town a couple days ago? Probably a couple days, maybe a day ago?
Sure. Yes, he is normally at the docks right now.
Okay.
And so we can head there and see what time. I mean, would he be there at this point, like during the day?
Yeah, it's probably...
Because it's probably midday.
It's probably like 3 o'clock.
Late afternoon?
In the afternoon, yeah.
Yes, we can head to the docks and see.
I'm going to let them do that. I'm going to say, hey, guys, I'm going to stop by the inn real quick. Y'all head on down. And I'm going to go to the inn and ask if a young man named whatever comes in. But y'all go on down to the docks.
Yeah.
All right. As you're about to pass the inn, he says, actually, I think I need to stop in here and get my room, get everything situated. I would love to get get this, all these supplies and stuff put down, if that's okay with y'all.
Why don't we?
It is my life.
It is your life. I promise you that a room will be available for you. I'm carrying your backpack anyway. You're not having to worry about that. Let's
Fair.
go. Let's just go real. We're gonna walk to the docks real fast. It's just right here, and then we'll come right back. There will be plenty of rooms available.
Fair
for
enough.
you-
Hey.
for you, yes.
Look, tell me about this town. Like, what's your favorite part about Glen? And Dale? It was Dale, right? You chime in too because you live here?
Yeah, I mean, I live here now.
Y'all tell me, what's the go-to spot? Where do we hang out? What's like, if I want to do something for work, what should I do? What do people need help with now?
I think a
of
good
bakeries
idea
opening.
for there are a lot of bakeries opening.
Okay.
A good idea for you would be fishing.
The market is always cool.
I just don't like fishing. It's boring. You got to be quiet a lot. You're scared away the
Sure.
fish.
It's not that kind of fishing. You're
Okay.
big nets, and you throw them and pull in big fish. And
Okay.
a lot of fish in Glen, and quite easy.
On a big creek?
Yes, on a large creek.
God.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
Makes
Continue.
no sense, but okay.
Continue. There's
I think about that often, actually.
yes, the mayor Roland is a very fine person. He's nice and does his best for most of the people here.
Okay.
I did not vote for him, but he is a good man. Talia at the inn is very very nice and comforting person. She's always there for you if you need her, and very helpful. And,
Okay.
There's Corin and Delilah. I mean, the people are great. The people here are great people, and the farmers market is fantastic. And yeah, I think that you will.
Do you know which
truly
farmers
enjoy
market
it
is?
here.
I've never heard of that. Is that like
They're-
specific to?
I do
Yes,
believe
they're
it
very
is
rare.
very
I don't
rare.
see them
rare.
often.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
travel quite a bit.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think you will. Okay, we're at the docks now. And,
There we are.
that's
And
the end
look,
of
there's the
my
docks.
notes, so we can continue it.
Wow. The that's a little bigger than a creek, and the water is beautiful
It is-
around here.
Yes, it is quite
Must
beautiful.
filter through a
yes.
bunch of rocks or something somewhere.
Probably up north, right? Yes,
Yeah,
it probably.
you would think.
You'd think.
Okay. You've shown me the docks. Is it
Yeah, I mean, it's
time to go
Thorn.
back to the inn?
Do we,
Or
do we see Thorn?
Yeah, do we see
anywhere, or-
anybody?
Thorn is down on the docks. He's actually in a boat with a couple other people, like working
So
in the boat.
I'm gonna yell to him on this creek,
Okay.
like, yes, there's Thorn there. Thorn, and I'm
Oh
just
my
kind of
gosh,
waving.
what's gonna happen?
I know.
And he
Todd collapses. The story's over.
Yeah.
he
The
looks
singularity.
this Finner looks down and he's like, I vision's not great. Probably need to get closer look to him.
Yeah, and I'm waving him in. Like, I'm trying to wave him in, like to try and say, like, just for a moment. I need you for. I know you're working. I'm not trying to interrupt you, but would you please, just for a moment?
And he kind of waves like yes. He hops off the boat, turns around, says something to one of his workers that's with him, and then starts walking up the boat or walking up the docks. He gets about 3/4 of the way up the dock and just stops.
And I look at young Fenner, and I look at him, and I'm like, I'm sure you can tell by my demeanor, I am lost. I am perplexed. I have no idea what's happening, but I have found Fenner.
He just can't speak. He's just like dumbfounded. And Finner goes, okay, you look like an older version of me, which is kind of weird. What is your name? And Thorn says, I have no earthly clue what is happening right now. But I am your brother, Thorn. And I swear to God, you look exactly like you did when we first got to Glen.
And so Holden is like slapping Lucia's, like slapping her arm, like, hey, are you paying attention? You're writing this down.
I'm so ready to watch this happen. Though.
You go back and forth.
Yeah.
This is your show now.
45 minutes now,
Yeah.
you're like, more continue.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm a Charlie in the box. It's a doppelganger Charlie in the box. Finner says, so, okay, I mean, you look like an older version of me, but I'm not quite look, these people right here, the two of them said they know you, or if you are. Oh, what is happening? Oh God! And he just immediately sits down and puts his hands in his head.
I used to think that you were cute until I just realized you're 40-something. You're 40-something years old. Oh, gross.
I'm me? No, I'm 18. I just turned 18 4 days ago. What is happening?
Not buying
Maybe
it.
I should go back to Green Shade.
All right, I don't. Oh, should we have done that? I just don't know.
Do you believe us now, though? I apologize for your reaction to this is the exact same as mine. I just.
Well, I mean, imagine if you were walking to a town and somebody stopped you and was like, "Hey, you're you, but you're not really you. You're younger you, and I've seen you before, but I've not seen you now. And your twin brother, not even your brother who is." 10 years older than you is like, hey, and then you see that guy who, Thorn, I swear to God, you better be you, but also please God don't be you and make this a dream. There's some trick that someone is playing on me.
Do you have any feelings right now? Maybe you've been here before or anything? Are you feeling anything?
What do they call that?
Bourgeois Day, I believe is what they call that.
Bourgeois Day.
Yes.
But is he?
He goes.
You answer me.
No. This is the first time I've ever been here. How would I have?
Right, I understand that. But
I don't know
all right,
what's happening.
I'm sorry.
No,
okay.
it's okay. It's okay. And he just leans his head on Dale's leg, and then Thorn,
Her face is just
and Thorn says,
Big anime sweat.
Well, so Holden he can tell Thorn is trying to talk, trying to think, and he says, Thorn, I do have a question. About how long ago was it that Finner went missing?
It's been let me think. Oh God.
From the clock tower, right?
It was the night of the clock tower. What was that? 4 nights ago? Oh God, I don't remember. 3 nights ago? 5 nights ago? Something like that.
It was about 4. I believe.
Blending.
And he turns to. May I call you? I'm just going to call you Finner.
Well,
I'm not even going to.
That is my name.
Your name. You said you turned 18 when?
I was 4 days ago.
Interesting. Lucia, are you writing these things down?
Absolutely.
I am too shaken to write anything down at the moment. But so
wait, I want to make something sure real quick. And he stands up. He walks over to Thorn, and he pulls his hand up, and they immediately do a handshake, and then Finner just starts crying.
Young Finner?
Yeah. He just starts crying. And he's like, I just need a minute. I need a minute. Nope.
I understand. Have a seat. Have a seat. Would you like us to get you a glass of water or
Please.
Yes.
Please.
Okay. Does anyone have a glass of water?
And he just sits down on the dock and just stares ahead.
Why does Finner have a normal voice and then Thorn have an English voice?
Because when I started Finner's voice, I didn't remember what Thorn's voice sounded like.
Yeah, fair. And he's also 18. Glen, other one has been in Glen. Maybe there's been a little bit of dialect that he's picked up.
I'm going with that.
Yeah.
Thank you. And it's Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Okay, Thorn, I want to apologize. I didn't really know what to do. We were on our walk to Green Shade to look into some other things for the mayor, and we came across him, and it was I've known you since you came to Glen, and have been close with you and your brother, and it caught me by great surprise. I have never been so shocked in my entire life, and
I feel the exact same way right now. Where did you find him?
On the road. He was walking towards Glen, coming from Green Shade, in the Dracana Forest.
Is Green Shade in the past? Like if I go back to Green Shade, is there a me?
I don't know. I don't believe so because he said you left early, which I do recall you coming to Glen before he did.
I did.
And so he said you had already come.
2 days.
Yes.
I got a. What did I do? I got a
Did you get
a room at the inn.
Well, we need to go to the inn.
And I walked around for a day to try to figure out like what we were gonna do. And I knew Finna was like, I don't want to fish, like anything but fishing, and it's the only thing I could find.
Well, we definitely need to go then to the inn and talk to Talia and see if she has come across anyone. And if it's true, then young Finner is expected by young Thorn. I am with you. I have never been so rattled in all of my life, but it's here, and so we need to face it head on.
What kind of books do I got with me? Like,
not that
I was
kind of
doing
book.
some research. I know. I was doing some research about the Broken Circle, I feel like, before.
Yeah.
Like, can I dig around in there while they're talking?
Like in your books?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like if there's anything like local that maybe I missed or, this tiny little lore that about time travel that no one talks about.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
That
it's
you've
like
never
one
read about.
little
Like,
appendix.
maybe it's in one of those.
Yeah.
But is it so? Like to me, it's not so, or it doesn't seem so much time travel as maybe like dimensional, because we know in D&D dimension, like the hells are on a different dimension than like the different planes of existence.
Yeah.
And so it's almost kind of like there's been some kind of rip or tear or something where one has been linked to the other.
So did I learn anything at the tavern?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you go to the tavern. Talia's in there, and she tells you no. Like
nobody new in town.
She's like Thorn has been here.
Right. So no new people come to town that might chance. Because he said he didn't check into the inn right away. Like when he came to town.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like unless you all were planning to come here, I'm just going to head out to the docks to read.
Well, we probably meet him then, because I think that was like let's go ahead and go and see.
Finner's like, I think I'm just gonna sit here for a minute and just sit here.
That is fine. We are going to see if your brother in this time is at the inn, and maybe there has just been some mix-up of some kind of something. So we're going to go see if young Thorn is there.
Sure.
But Dale can stay with you here and comfort you if that would help.
No, I mean I guess she can go with y'all. I got my brother here, don't I?
No, your brother is coming with me. And yes, this is the...
Well, why doesn't he just come with us then? Or
Well, he said he didn't want to. He said he wanted to sit. That's what I was saying.
He needs to be alone right now.
Well, let's go. Hey, we can at least get you a room for
do you
the
want
night.
something to
Okay.
eat?
I would love. We can get that glass of water and get my room, and I would love, maybe just lay down and take a nap.
That sounds
Yeah, that
fantastic.
sounds like a
Talia,
good
we
idea.
will make
Maybe
sure
go
that
back
she
to
has
sleep.
room. Maybe.
It is about to get dark, and
Okay.
so maybe I've had a long day.
This crazy old man that says weird stuff, maybe it's all a dream. Maybe we're all in a dream.
I hope. I
can tell you I am not in a dream, but that is okay. You hold on to whatever hope you need to hold on to, and we will
What would have happened if I would have stayed in Green Shade and then y'all would have got to Green Shade?
I don't know. Maybe we wouldn't have crossed paths. I don't know. You know what they say, a coin tossed in a well knows more secrets than a wizard's staff. So let's just continue on. And
say that?
can,
Crazy old man talk.
Yeah, they don't. That's
Faye?
He does. He tends to do that.
Anyways, let's just keep going. Let's get you a room for the night, and we will see if your brother has checked into the inn.
Okay. All right. So y'all make your way. You meet Jace is walking down toward the docks as y'all are heading off. Jace informs you that, of course, that a younger version of Thorn has not checked in to the inn. And Finner is like, okay, so there's not a younger version, but I would love a room. That's what I would love. Y'all get to the Lantern's Rest Inn and Tavern. Talia gives you a room, an extra room for Finner. And even she kind of like gives a double glance at Finner.
Put it on his family's tab.
Yeah, I know. It was like not us a room. You gave him a room.
Yeah, I have a house or a little.
Well, he pays for it. Fenner pays for it.
Okay,
Okay, glad we got that taken
His
care
own
of.
money.
And then he's just like, Holden, I appreciate you for carrying my bag
Yes.
the rest of the way.
I do apologize for the other things.
It's A-okay. I mean, it's not, but it is what it is. I am going to go to my room. I'm going to close the door. I'm going to lie on the bed and close my eyes. And I don't mean any offense to this at all, but I hope I wake up and you all never existed. And
That's hurtful.
well, not in a mean way. Just in a like maybe the younger Thorn will actually be here and the older Thorn's not, and this is just all a dream.
I completely understand. I can tell by your feeling that you need to give us step-by-step instructions of what's going to happen when you get into your room, that you are just as flabbergasted as I am. And yes,
You use that word a lot.
Well, it's the best thing that I have literally never felt this way in my entire life. And so
And
with
he's
you on
like
that.
a bit old.
it's the only thing that I say it because it's just such an obnoxious scenario. And so I have no other word to use. But yes, I agree. I hope that you go to sleep. And for you, this has all been just some crazy dream.
But if not,
I'll see you in the morning.
see you in the morning. And he walks upstairs, and you hear the door kind of shut behind him.
All right, this is a bit peculiar. Typically, I look at things that are, buried, old. But right now, I'm at a loss. I don't know what is going on. And
I have
makes me-
experienced a lot in my life. I have been around when magic was fruitful and everywhere. I've seen it come down. I've seen crazy things. This tops the cake.
We have a little bit of time before it's like bedtime, right?
Oh, yeah. It's probably like 5:30.
Are there any libraries or like town hall historical-esque buildings I can go to?
Not in Glen.
What?
It's just so small.
Not
Sorry.
a tiny little branch?
It's a tiny
so like
village.
there's the mayor's estate. Going in there last
It's like
time.
a double wide.
It's like a double wide. This is the
Covered in
trailer park
ivy.
of
Pretty much.
Glen.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
No, so there were books in Mayor Rowland's estate for sure, but definitely not like a library of sorts. Maybe that's Lucia's end goal, is to make a library in
build a
Glen,
Get to start a library.
Yeah, the Lucia Library.
where the younger Fenner and Dale get together.
That's hilarious.
So definitely the older, Thorn, a younger version of him, does not exist.
That we know of.
Right. Or he would have come as well. So since that's not happening, I think this is isolated to the to Fenner, and he's the one who went missing right when the clock struck that same day. So I'm assuming this has something to do with it. When the clock struck, it sent Fenner back in time. But why Fenner? We
or
don't know.
maybe is it back in time, or is it the bell opened up something that should not have been opened that allowed younger Fenner to come through?
Right, all the way to Green Shade. Like if he was
Right.
here in Glen, that would make sense. And what happened to the old? Like if it just
Or maybe there's something in the wild, there in the forest, that is allowing things to seep through from other planes of existence.
I mean, hear me out. He does like water a lot. Like he was drinking water and then he kept talking about the water and the creeks and the nature. But then he said he doesn't like fishing.
No, it is all peculiar. Yes, Lucia.
I mean, hear me out. Famous last words right here. Nancy Drew.
What y'all call
Take it or leave it. Oh,
Yancey
Peru.
Right. No, that is he did seem to be fixated on the natural things he saw, especially based on the difference between Green Shade and here in Glen. It is all quite curious.
I hate to say it because I don't want to spend much more time on this. It does seem to be opening up a bigger and bigger bag. But we should go back, right, and finish in Green Shade and see if there's anything to do
I
there.
do agree. I don't disagree. Alden would be a good find.
Do we take him with us, or do we leave him here? Are we responsible for him now?
Oh, no.
No, he's an adult.
He's 18.
He seems,
he's fine.
all right.
He's fine. And his brother and parents are here.
Bit
and so
worried about him, but
I as well. But again, maybe there is just some other explanation in Green Shade. We could go to Green Shade now and be 18 years in the past. And what kind of book would that write, Jace and Lucia? Who else would be able to research that type of thing?
all right. Well,
So I mean, a little late now we're not going to make it to Green Shade.
Unless
at
you
this
go
point.
through the night. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Sleep here and
Yeah.
just head out in the morning.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is there anything anybody wants to do before you bed down for the evening?
Holden's gonna go home. He's not gonna.
you can stick around to find out.
Yeah.
Right.
No, he's gonna go home and just make sure everything is good. And
Yeah.
I guess Dale would have like gone back to her she shed and probably like grabbed like some leftovers from dinner to like bring to Finner just to check on him.
Okay. Do you want to
Because
play
now
that
that
out? Or
she
you just
knows
wanna
he's
get
45 years old. Well, I guess is he there? Like he's
Oh, okay,
still
okay.
at the yeah.
So you knock on his door. Make a perception check.
Oh. A nat 20!
So with the nat 20, you do hear a rhythmic breathing through the door. Like you're on high alert, and it sounds like he's asleep inside. Do you want to try to open the door? Do you want to?
Yeah, I would do like a light like knock.
You hear him rustle around a little bit, but he doesn't get up.
Okay, so she's gonna like crack the door open and just kind of like peek in. Because what if he's being murdered?
Okay, yeah. So you go to work the doorknob, and it is open.
So yeah,
And
so
it-
she's gonna like gently, quietly like open and just kind of like peek her head in.
And he's just laying in the bed asleep.
So she sees him in there and she's just gonna like walk in there and just kind of like set the food like on a nightstand or somewhere.
Okay.
Should I write a note? What if he doesn't know it's from me?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so yeah,
lipstick.
so she's gonna
And
write.
lipstick.
Is there like a parchment or like a stationery with a pen that
There's
says
not.
Lantern Tavern?
There's not.
Next to the
Do I have a
Bible.
paper on me?
I would say sure. Maybe you brought a little something with you just in case
Okay.
this situation arose.
She's just gonna write a note that says, "Sorry, that old dude said some weird stuff and ruined your day. Here's some dinner. Your friend
XOXO.
Dale."
All right. So you
And then it's gonna say
Okay.
in parentheses the orc girl. So that way he knows it's not a different Dale.
it's not a different Dale.
That's a deal from down the
Yeah,
hall.
that he met.
okay.
Get
So
him.
you set all that down. You quietly walk out of the room, shut the door behind you,
Yeah.
head on home.
Yeah, I'll go downstairs and then what's her name? Talia, is she
Yeah, she's
out and
doing it.
about?
That girl be working, dude.
She does, 9 to 5. And then
She's
some.
cleaning up, like she's getting everything wrapped up for the night.
Hey, just wanted to check on our new friend, Finner. Has anybody new come in or has his family come in to check on him?
I know Thorn was up here earlier with him, talking to him in his room. Thorn left about an hour ago. Said he was going back to the docks to finish cleaning up for the night. No one else has checked in, just you all. You all have been my last, or not you, Dale, but the Lucia lady and the little guy, Jace. They were the last ones to check in. That's it.
Okay. Well, yeah, just stopped up there and left him some food, so I'm gonna head back home.
All right.
Bye.
So you head on out. Anything anybody else wants to do before y'all call it a night?
I want to put an alarm on his door
Okay.
in case he leaves.
Yeah. So you get that tiny tripwire out, put it from in front of the door, and set your alarm.
Yep, it's been set.
Perfect.
Well, I guess I would also want to ask my mom, or is my dad alive? My mom, I guess
Yeah.
they're both alive. I guess I would want to like meet with them and be like, I've had like 2 people ask about this sword in the past like 2 days and ask them if they can tell me anything about it. Like
She's-
where they got it or.
your mom says, Dale, we just picked it up on our travels. We got it. Honestly, I can't even remember where we got it. I do remember the man, an older guy, long white beard. We traded a lot of our ointments and some other things we had at the time for the sword. We got it for you for your birthday. And so we had to do it kind of behind your back so you wouldn't know we were going to buy it. But yeah, I can't even remember what town that was in now. I can't remember.
Was it Green? What's that?
Green Shade?
Yeah, Green Shade.
No, it wasn't Green Shade. Definitely wasn't Green Shade.
Was the man a wizard?
I don't think so. I mean, the magic has started to go away anyway, so aren't really any wizards left that I know of.
Okay, well, that's all I needed to know. I'm going to my room.
Alrighty.
See you guys later.
Sleep well, sweet Dale.
Oh, Lord.
That's what I always say every night.
All right, that's it. That's all I want to do.
Y'all close your eyes.
And we level up.
You all sleep you don't sleep well.
Yeah, Holden definitely doesn't sleep well.
Yeah, y'all have got a lot going on in your minds
Yeah.
right now. All of y'all are thinking about Fenner and Thorn and this guy named Alden, and every once in a while you'll get a glimpse of Pike and Grimm's hair just staring at you in the face. Dale probably thinks about Fenner a little bit more than the rest of y'all.
No, in
And
a
then-
friendshipical way.
And then you wake up
Beep, 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 beep.
and you level up to level 3.
There we go.
I was playing on level 2 this whole time. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, oh, dang. Level
I
3.
Very
So
nice.
Lucia's getting second level spells.
Wow.
Jace is getting second level spells.
That escalated quickly.
And Holden is going to become the
Soul knife.
soul knife.
Oh.
And
Yes.
Dale is going to become the Asai warrior as they both begin to feel those psychological powers, those psychic powers strengthen in your bones. And that is it for this week's 20 Sides. Don't forget to tune in each week as Jace, Dale, Holden, and Lucia venture across Aberynth. Don't forget to subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/20sides, where there are free options, $5 options, and $10 options to help support our podcast. Follow us on all the socials everywhere at 20 Sides Pod. And per usual, we couldn't do this without the atmospheric background tracks from Monument Studios and TabletopAudio.com. We will see you right here next week on 20 Sides.